Out of Venezuela. Out of Venezuela. Out of Puerto Rico.
Out of Venezuela. Out of Puerto Rico.
Ahí, como te digo, hay gente.
¿Quién? Muéstrame uno de los yo tenía 20 años y no he escuchado nada.
Did you get a press release about the 9/11?
I'm sorry?
This is about the 9/11 Truth Action Project and the Lawyers Committee. There's a body of evidence that went into the Justice Department.
What happened? What happened?
At the towers.
What
That
happened?
was an inside job.
Really?
Yes, yes.
Who did it?
CIA.
Really? How so? How could they do it?
Okay, go on the site and the body of evidence that went into the Justice Department that they have accepted.
But that doesn't make sense. Are you trying to say that they are CIA agents that are flying the planes? Is that what you're saying?
They were in coordination with the FBI. The whole history shows. But here's the deal. Go on this site. Read it for yourself.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay, but read it for yourself, my brother.
All right.
And look at the evidence.
All right.
Okay, are you with the press?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I was myself.
You with yourself. Very good. Well, you know, the reality is that the press and the news media have not been talking about it because they know there's irrefutable evidence that shows that this was an inside job.
Inside job.
The thing is that
why would you want to do that?
Why? Because of what we see right now, the wars. The war in Afghanistan, the war in Iraq, and all the wars, the so-called.
But wait,
war
let's just stop for 1 second.
Okay, all right.
It was the largest loss of life in American history.
Exactly.
And you would honestly believe that our government would go to such a length as to murder over 3,000 innocent American lives for what reason? Exactly.
That's the question.
Well, exactly. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Okay, do they kill now? Do they
Innocent American citizens without due process? No. Of course I'm filming. Yeah. Come here. Do you want to talk?
Okay. What I'm asking of
Yeah, I'm
you-
sorry.
No, you're fine. And I know I'm saying to you, my brother,
Yes.
that go on the site.
No, but look.
No, look.
Just common sense. Can we talk like, people who hopefully have common sense? So can you honestly, in your minds of minds, can you believe that the U.S. government would go to such a length as to murder 3,000 innocent American citizens?
Okay.
Not all American,
All right,
actually.
well, let's look at the evidence first of all, right?
So you believe in that? I forget about the evidence. Do you believe just common sense? Do you believe in that?
Yes, they
You
did.
believe in that?
They did it.
So
Look
you
at-
believe that the U.S. government, I assume you believe the evidence. So in other words, you believe that the U.S. government would do such a thing. Is that right?
Of course.
Of course.
Look at what
Really,
else
of course.
they do.
The U.S. government.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you escape the U.S. government? If it's so evil, why don't you go live in some other country? I came.
Because this is the belly of the beast.
Well, look, I came from USSR. That was the belly of the beast. I mean, real beast, the evil empire.
I understand.
So I escaped the USSR, I escaped this evil regime, and came to the freest country in the whole world. Now you're telling me that this is the government that is murdering its own citizens for no reason whatsoever. You see, is that right? Did I make a mistake?
Okay, but here's the thing. What you have to do, my brother, is to chip away at the evidence so that you can handle the outcome. I respect where you're coming from. It's too much of a jump for you personally, and I respect that. You understand me?
Well, I speak English,
okay,
yes.
but what I'm trying to say to you is, okay, first of all, the way the story goes is that planes, hit the towers, and that's what made them come down. Is that not so?
Of course, yeah.
There's no way in terms of science that could happen.
Really?
Yes. The
Really?
reality is that there was what's called
Demolition, right?
Yes, demolition.
Right.
Right.
And let's stop for 1 second. Just for 1 second.
Yes.
I mean, with the mass media, with the cameras all over the place, even back then, just think about it. To demolish a building, have you ever watched like demolitions on YouTube videos? I mean, I love sometimes watching these videos where there are professional companies, they got the building, they put the explosives, then detonate the explosives, and well, actually we detonated what, a bridge? Yeah, that several months ago, the what do you call this bridge across Hudson River? We demolished the gas golder in Brooklyn. So it was that kind of demolition, right? It takes a lot of preparation to do that. So tell me, how can you demolish these buildings that were very well constructed in the 70s without any preliminary work? Just common sense. Do you think it's even possible?
Okay, first of all,
weakening its structure.
The evidence is irrefutable when you study it. And I'm not going to take you to the point of where we started because that's hard for you to believe, and I respect
well,
that.
but it's just common
wait a minute.
sense.
No.
No, it's not common sense.
That's what they say is common sense, but the reality is that when you look at the evidence, the real evidence, the reality is...
But do you know how a building gets destroyed? Can you imagine how buildings...
explosives in the towers.
Okay, well, how can you bring explosive in the towers without anybody noticing it, A, and B?
Marsh & McLennan is an insurance company that's a CIA front.
Okay, fine, but...
No, listen,
Yes.
the floors that were hit by the plane were the Marsh & McLennan floors. And that was where the planes hit. So they were the only floors where the fire. I'm not going in.
So, but you said it wasn't the planes that demolished them. It was the demolition that destroyed the buildings.
The planes hit. It ignited those. Because listen.
So how did they collapse in the end? Demolition or the planes?
Explosives.
Explosives.
Right.
And how will you weaken the structure of the buildings for explosives to work? Because even if you put the explosives, and they tried the first time, remember in 1993, there was a car bomb in the garage. What happened? Nothing. Okay, a couple of columns were destroyed, the floor collapsed, but that's about it. Because these buildings are structurally so strong that even the planes didn't destroy them. It's the high temperature from the fuel that weakened its structure and made it collapse in the end.
Okay,
That's what happened.
What kind of work do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I'm a chemical engineer by training.
Okay, all right. Well,
so I
do
know
some
a
study
thing or
about the whole
two
thing.
about structures and chemistry, things of that nature.
Okay, so you know about thermite.
Termites.
Thermite.
Yeah, what about it?
That's what was in the towers. If you go on that site, okay, and you read the scientific, irrefutable evidence.
Scientific, seriously.
Yes, the Justice Department could not turn it back.
I see.
They couldn't say that this is not substantial evidence. They could only say that we are now going to examine it and go forth with a grand jury. They couldn't ignore it. That's why it's significant, and it is the worst crime in the history of the U.S.
Well, to me it's in the front. A friend of mine is actually one of those 3,000 people murdered. His name, it's right around the corner from here. His name is on this memorial pond. And, I'm sorry, what they're doing is just disgrace for people like that. Really.
No, it's not.
And a disgrace to the U.S. government. It is disgraceful.
You try to get justice for the crimes that were committed.
But the U.S. government.
Yeah, that's
but the U.S. government. So you hate the U.S. government then, in general?
No, I'm saying to you that there were people in the government. It wasn't, anybody who didn't go along with the program.
So you don't believe in the justice system because someone who perpetrates the crime?
Look, this right here shows that we believe in the justice system because that's all we have.
And you don't believe in it?
Look, that's all we have. Do you understand? That's all we have. So what this
speak
is,
English.
What this is a body of evidence. If you go on the site,
I'm not going to waste my time. I'm sorry.
well, if you're not open-minded,
Of course not. In this respect, it's not about being open-minded. It's just common sense. Because if you tell me that Earth is flat, if you tell me the Earth is flat, I mean, I'm going to waste my time researching and take a position when everybody knows that it's not.
Okay.
Because what you're saying, it's
All
a
right,
tantamount
well,
to
listen,
that.
Let me share
Sure.
something else.
Yes.
In this world,
Yes.
there are advanced thinkers, there are middle of the road, and there are
Right.
backward thinkers.
Well,
That's
then-
you. You're a backward thinker.
Well-
Even though you have science right in front of you, you don't even, you refuse to look. You don't
Yes, I
have
do.
to look.
I
Because
refuse.
people walk around blind
Because it's
all
all
the
outlandish.
time.
Because it's all outlandish. It's just waste of time. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Why would I spend time on some outlandish things? It's like
Because-
saying that communism works. It's so outlandish. Why should I research that? Or socialism works. Why should I waste my time on that when I know that it doesn't?
Well, what? Okay. All right, brother. Look.
Yes.
Stay in your blind spot.
Blind spot.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.